Good evening and welcome to Coffee Talk, a Sunday edition. Uncle Al by Bullfrog79. Welcome. What did you think about your box? Did you see the video? Lot of good stuff. I have the sniffles. Ah. Please leave a like to support the channel. It will be greatly appreciated. Why, thank you. I think it was pretty good. Maybe a little bit long-winded, but there were a lot of components in it. And most everything is different. You have two lemon beverages. You got two, I think, fruit punch beverages, and the rest of the components, every single component is something different. So I think you'll enjoy that. Hello, Bud Files. Please leave a like to support the channel. It will be greatly appreciated. Today, I want to talk a little bit about math. The math of trying to figure out what do you need based on what you plan to do. How many servings do you need? How many people do you need to provide for? And for how long? These are questions you've got to come up with answers for. We are still in hurricane season through the end of this month. Weather is changing. Winter is coming. Are you prepared? I am about 15 subscribers short of 1,800. And what that means is an 1,800 subscriber giveaway. If you want to be qualified for the giveaway, please leave a like and a supportive comment on each of the last 5 videos I will have released when I hit 1,800. I have released 3 videos in the last week. I may not release any more, or I may get another one out. Please hit the like button, as Uncle Al stated. This helps with the live stream. It's been a restful weekend, and I go back to work tomorrow. And I'm sure at the end of the day, I'll say, I wish it was Friday. I did that the last 2 Fridays. At the end of Monday, I have wished it was Friday. Three in the house, 2 likes. Been church counseling all day. Hello, Idaho Garden Girl. Thank you. I appreciate your manners. Some people come in, they never leave a like. I am blind. I do not see a Joshua. Hello, Melinda Elliott. Thumb number 3, thank you. Thank you for coming. Yeah, a lot of panic attacks and high anxiety. Everybody needs an Ambien. Did Joshua Humphrey say something? I have not seen a comment by Joshua Humphrey. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the comments. KP Heathen. Hello, KP Heathen. Welcome. Could be I am blind. Pre-retirement days. Welcome. And Little Lone Prepper. Well, I released a follow-up video on my Power Queen batteries. I showed how they would power something with a 12-volt socket. I used a fan as an example. That is a fan that I actually have 3 of them, one for the wife, one for the kid, one for me. I am planning on buying 1 or 2 more during Black Friday. It depends on what sort of deal I get on a pack versus individuals. But when I get to the point where I have 4 of them chained together, that would be over 5,000 watt hours or 5 kilowatts of power. I will have at that point, if I just said $200 per battery, and I actually got a better deal than that, it would be $800. And that would be for 5 kilowatts. Six watching and 7 likes. So, talk a little bit about math. Today's subject is something that I am sorry that you're tired, Uncle Al. Today's subject is a little bit of math. How many servings? Well, how many people are you planning on having to take care of? And how long do you plan on having to take care of them? In order to do the math, you need to know that. How many people are in your immediate group? Something happens, how many people are going to be at your house or where you live that are going to expect you to provide for them? What is that number? And for each person, count that as a serving. So if there are 4 of you, and if you're planning on eating twice a day, then you need to have servings of whatever you're providing for 4 people times 2 on a daily basis. Twice a day, 4 people, 8 servings. How long? How many days? 8 servings times how many days? And I'm simplifying it, because we can be talking about, when you talk about servings, you can say, well, there's coffee, and then there's milk, there's juice, there's tea, food-wise, whatever foods you're talking about, you need to make a determination. You got variety, you have to plan for that. How many people do you have to provide for? Now, if you're the lone wolf, that you're by yourself, I think I was wearing a blue shirt yesterday, but this is a different blue shirt. This one's buttons. So it is a different shirt. I do change clothes and I do shower. And I cleaned up and trimmed the beard and shaved and where I need to shave and all that sort of good stuff. Deodorized. Hygiene is very important. That's something else you need to think about for an SHTF situation. If the water turns off, what do you do about hygiene? You can shower or you can get cleaned up. You can get a bag that'll hold 3 gallons to 5 gallons. They got different size ones. And you can use rainwater. You don't have to use your purified drinking water for your shower. You can use rain catchment. You can use water from the local stream or freshwater stream, lake. You're not drinking it. I would boil it, before I would use it, I would boil it. And if I'm talking about lake water, or if I'm talking about water from a stream or something like that, I'd probably boil it. If I'm talking about water from a well, no. If you know that the well has decent water, you know. Remember the 5 diseases during SHTF. I can think of a couple of them right offhand. You can get a cholera outbreak if you don't watch out. That's something that you certainly do not want. Yeah. You got to worry about people spreading stuff. And it's not just like STDs from sexual contact, you know. You got to worry about other things. Airborne, somebody coughs, somebody sneezes, they're breathing near you, they're contagious if they've got fever, they're contagious for a period of time. You have to think about stuff like that. And then you do have to worry about water. More people died during the Civil War from disease than from the actual fighting. More people died from disease than the actual fighting. They would get dysentery, become dehydrated, have diarrhea, be throwing up. And they wouldn't last long. Typhoid, dysentery, yes. Yeah. You know, it's not pretty. It's not pretty. Horrible way to die, too. If somebody dies, what are you going to do with them? Something that is dead, you need to get it in the ground or you need to get it burned. Otherwise, dangerous to be around. Lots of disease. You can get disease from bad hygiene, yes. You can have problems with bad hygiene. 5 in the house, 6 likes. So there's so many things that you have to think about. So many things that you have to take in consideration. The running water turns off. Big problem right there. Can't go down to the store. Power goes out. There goes the refrigeration. How much water do you have stored? Yeah, tuberculosis and leprosy, tuberculosis, TB, and it's highly contagious. Leprosy too, but um, horrible, horrible. Horrible. Those are all horrible. I I think about how things are. I think about how things were, and think about mortality. One of the reasons why people would have so many kids back in the days, because a lot of them would not grow to adulthood. They would die before becoming adults. A lot of women would die in childbirth. I mean, death was everywhere. And people didn't live that long. People wouldn't think about it, didn't think about it, and it happened. My father's father, my grandfather, who I never met, died 30 years before I was born. He died in 1932 at the age of 49. He had what they call Bright's disease. That's what they used to call high blood pressure. They did not have blood pressure medication back then. At the age of 49, he had a heart attack and he died. 49. And he lived a fairly, wasn't a short life, it wasn't a long life, but, he lived to about how long people would live mostly. And there were exceptions. My mother's grandfather, my great-grandfather, he was past 70 when he died. 1925. Very affluent man. My father's father was very affluent. And, ranching, farming, land, cattle. My great-grandfather had lived on the Odom Ranch in Odom, Texas. And he had prostate surgery. Went to San Antonio. He had prostate surgery. He lived about a week after his surgery and he died. Sepsis. They didn't have antibiotics. Got an infection and died. That's what happened with a lot of people who would have surgery. They get an infection, they die from it. They survived the surgery, but they died a week later, 10 days, because of follow-up, because, infection. And that's something that we have to look at. So if you have a group, or if you have anybody with medical training, that person would be very valuable after um, a serious SHTF situation. You want to treat that person like gold. Acquiring some medical related pamphlets, some general things to go by, things to do, things not to do, learning the basics, how to do CPR, how to do the Heimlich maneuver, basic first aid, how would you set a broken bone, how would you splint it, wrap it. How do you stop bleeding? Having some antibiotics for emergencies. Mike, Crusher Reviews. Hello, Mike. Wash daily. Yeah. If you can't shower, wash your hands, wash your face. When you eat, if you can, clean up before you eat. Wash your teeth. If you have a supply of mouthwash. I tell you what, Mike, I watched those last 2 videos that you had done. It'd been going on 2 weeks since you dropped them. I liked the one where you were going over the do-it-yourself or order, kits where you can order the components. I liked that. I thought that was good. And I liked your cold weather review. I watched the entire thing, and then I hit the little button at the end that shows you how many minutes I'd watched. I try to do that when I watch a full video on somebody, in addition to comments. So you need to work on making a list. These are things that I need in an emergency, and then you need to work on filling it. Everything doesn't have to be super expensive. The number 1 and number 2 things you need are clean water and food. Food that you don't have to refrigerate. You need the ability to heat water, boil water. If you take medication, you need to supply your medication. There are a lot of people on maintenance medication that they have to have in order to keep going. Normally, the insurance will let you have 3 months worth at a time, and after 3 months they'll fill 3 months more. Like my doctor wrote a script. I went to see my doctor last year, wrote a script for 1 year for 4 refills, 3 months supply, 4 times. I have got about a 5-month supply of my medication. About a 5-month supply. And the government has put out projections that you can look for. You can check them. And they said that if there was some sort of major disruption, extended disruption, within 6 months, 90% of the population would be gone. That means that if there are 350 million people in the United States, within 6 months the population will be 35 million. They're estimating. People who have medical conditions will go first. Some of them won't last a week, depending what the conditions are. There are people on medications that they have to keep going. Yes, your mom's uncle died at the age of 11 from typhoid. Typhoid fever from contaminated water. Yes, they're still trying to get rid of lead pipes. There's still places that have lead pipes. Or galvanized pipes. And all the crap that goes through that. Yeah, tools. Having tools. You'd need tools. Gotta think about it. But what I'd like to focus on today is calculating your supply of food and water. So, just drinking water. In order to stay hydrated, it is recommended that a person drink 8 glasses. A glass is considered 8 ounces. 8 8-ounce glasses a day. That's 64 ounces or 2 quarts. A half-liter bottle would represent 2 glasses. So a little over 2 glasses. So if we are talking cases of bottled water, the half-liter bottled water, then you should be drinking 4 of those a day in some combination. And you could be using part of it to make coffee or part of it to mix in packets of lemonade or tea or whatever, or just drinking it as water. And then you have to make a determination, well, how many people are you talking about? So if you're talking 4 people, and each person has to drink 4 bottles a day, then like you get one of those 32 packs of bottled water, that's 2 days supply for 4 people. That's a 2-day supply. Like you get those 40 bottle packs, they're fairly heavy. I like the 24 packs myself. but you could get the 40 packs. And you start talking and you say, well, I got 4 people. There's 4 of us. And I need 4 bottles per person. That's 16 bottles a day. Start doing the math. $16 bottles times 1 week, which is 7 days. So 112 bottles. So if you're talking those 40 bottle packs, that's 3 packs, 3 40 packs. You'll have 8 bottles left over. Just, figure it in a little slippage or whatever. So you need 3 of those a week. If you need water for a month, and that's just drinking water. That's not for anything else. That's just drinking water. You're wanting to reconstitute food, freeze-dried food, you need more water. Got to figure that in. You're making oatmeal. Let's say you're like me and you like oatmeal. Got a couple packs of oatmeal. You want to make some oatmeal. Got to figure that. How much water do you need to reconstitute oatmeal? If I'm going to have a bowl of ramen, that would be one of those bottles, which I'd have to heat the water, boil the water, and then put it in, let it seep, and wait a little while. Then I can eat it. That's a bottle of water right there. So you have to do the math on all that. How much do you need? Basically figure out who's with you. That you have to, if you're the person that they're coming to, and I doubt they're bringing supplies with them of any amount. What do you need to take care of them? Got to figure that. How many people and how long? Do the math. And then you can figure for other things like hygiene, food, cleanliness. What are you going to do? If you figure, well, say 2 of those showers a week, where you have the 5-gallon plastic bag that you hang. You got a tube with the sprayer. You gotta figure this stuff out. Gotta figure this stuff out. So you gotta figure a water source of clean water, and you gotta figure food. If somebody takes medication, you make sure they have their medication. It's my understanding that Cuba has been without a power for over a week. I'm sure it's still hot there. Yes, please hit the like button. It'll be greatly appreciated. Um, Early voting, I'm pretty sure, is over. So Tuesday's voting day. If you have not voted, you get out and vote. Make sure you take your ID with you. Hopefully you are registered to vote. As long as you've registered to vote and you've voted in the past couple of elections, you should be good when you go over there. The question you have to ask yourself is, am I better off now than I was 4 years ago? Or was I better off 4 years ago? It's fairly obvious. So you should go out and do the right thing to vote. So you need an inventory of what you have, and then you need a list of what you need, and you need to shop it. And you don't have to buy it all at once. You can incrementally increase your supplies. Whenever you go to the store, buy an extra case of water to set aside. Get it in a rotation. Put it in a rotation. Use the oldest stuff first, the newest stuff last. Make sure you put dates on everything. What's the expiration date? How long is something good for? Best buy dates. Doesn't mean it's not going to be good after it passes the best buy date. It's just that that's a recommendation, Best Buy. Mom of 4 boys. Welcome, Mom of 4 boys. Everybody's nervous. Lots of nervous people. There are some people who are in a panic. I've been watching a little television in between napping. And, people are talking about scenarios, what could happen. Reportedly, Zuckerberg is trying to play it safe. He's not throwing a bunch of money into the election the way he did last time. He's trying to be as neutral as possible. Jeff Bezos, he did not let the the Washington Post, he didn't let them endorse a candidate. Oh, and they're over there having meltdowns over not being able to divorce their candidate. The Los Angeles Times is another one. The owner of the Times, they're not endorsing. So I dropped a video today. I had made it yesterday, and I put the description in today, and I released it at 10 a.m. I had it set to release at 10 a.m. And it was the goodie box that I'm sending Uncle Al. It'll go into the mail tomorrow. The box. It's Uncle Al's box. You should get it latter part of the week. I'll send him a tracking number. He wanted components. Son, he's getting components. I'm sitting at 1785. And at some point in time in the foreseeable future, I will hit 1800. And when I do, I will make note of write down the names of all the people in the last video that I just released that have left comments. And then I will backtrack 4 more videos. And you either left me a nice comment or you did not. And if you did not, on all 5 of them, you will not be in the hat. If you did, you will be in the hat. Whoever I draw will be the winner. It'll be a nice box. Look at 1700, look at 1600, look at one of the others, and you'll see pretty much what I put in them. I am sending out boxes to people. My way of giving back those who support me consistently. I'm giving back. You know, I often say it is what it is. Uncle Al is always on my back about not talking about politics. The algorithm. It's one of the reasons why I basically guided my daughter into counseling. Lots of people need counseling. Need for counselors. And it pays well. So if I had things to do over again, I probably would have went into counseling and got my license, LPC, as opposed to administration. Walter Davis, long time no see. Walter, how's it going? Please leave a like to support the channel. It'd be greatly appreciated. There are things that aggravate anybody. Poor manners aggravates the sin out of me. When people don't have good manners. I'm real big on manners. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Be respectful. Be responsible. Be safe. You know, I try to teach that to kids in school. Be safe in your behavior. Be responsible and be respectful. Responsible, do your work. Be respectful of yourself, others, your teachers. Try to teach that. A lot of kids don't have home training. Sometimes you meet the parents, you know why the kids are the way they are. Where's David? I'm sitting in the man cave. How are you doing, Walter? Any words of wisdom for us? Tomorrow begins another work week. We've got about 3 weeks till 3 weeks to Thanksgiving. I'll have a Thanksgiving break, which will be a week off. They call it the fall break. When I come back from the Thanksgiving break, I'll have 3 more weeks, and then we'll be the winter break or Christmas. First semester will be over. We're already over a third of the way through the school year. Daylight savings time kicked in today. Clocks went back an hour. Winter is coming. Are you prepared? We still have 1 more month. We have this month before hurricane season ends. Are you prepared for a power outage? Are you getting ready for winter? Are you winterizing your car? Are you prepping your exterior of your home? What you need to do? The Scout motto is be prepared. It is important to be prepared for emergencies, scenarios of emergency. The power goes out, the water goes off. The stores can't sell you anything because the internet's down, their machines don't work. Do you have cash? It's advisable to keep a couple of rolls of quarters. There are machines that work on quarters. Do you have dollar bills? There are machines that work on dollar bills. Do you have 20 or 31s? Vending machines work on quarters, work on ones. There's some vending machines that are the old school ones, or you don't have to worry about, putting in a card. There are people, there are businesses, SHTF happens, they will take cash. Do you have cash? You had a black screen? Horrible. I don't think it was me. I think it was on your end, Walter. All right, where's David? Well, he's right here. Unless you're talking about, Dave from Georgia. His name is David. He goes by Dave. And currently he's going by Yoda. Thanks for coming, Uncle Al. Take care. So I got Uncle Al's box loaded. I did a video on it. It'll go out in the mail tomorrow. He should get it towards the end of the week. And lots of components. He asked for components. He got components. It's a nice video. It's about 11 minutes long. If you want to watch it. If you want to be in the drawing, the upcoming drawing, you need to leave me a like and a supportive comment on it. I may or may not get another video out before I hit 1,800. I'm about 15 short. I'm not out there encouraging anybody. I'm not reaching out to anybody, trying to get them to subscribe my channel. When they come in, they subscribe, they subscribe. It'd grow a lot faster if I was doing outreach, and I'm not doing outreach. Not right now. I don't have time to. My wife had the tube removed. She no longer sounds like Darth Vader. They took the tube out, and she no longer has that pump, which is positive. Still has to go to wound care. She'll be back for wound care at the hospital tomorrow. That's a big positive. If you haven't voted, make sure you vote on Election Day on the 5th. They say about 42% of the people who will likely vote have already voted. More registered Republicans have voted than registered Democrats. But that doesn't necessarily mean that, you won't have more voting on Election Day. We're watching stuff going on out down south to see if another storm's going to form up. I think this one will be Patrick or Patricia or some such. The next one. And I'm trying to avoid talking about politics. Uncle Al says that the algorithm's watching. Try not to repeat stuff that I've heard that would get me in trouble with YouTube. It's hard. Things I want to say. People are concerned about lots of stuff. And I tell people, when you get up in the morning, thank God for the day. You don't know how many days you have. I'm 62. I've outlived my father's father by 13. It's 13 years already. My father passed away at 64. He had a brain tumor, big tobacco user. 2 years shy of him. I think a lot. I intellectualize and I think a lot. I drink my coffee. I've had several cups today. Just had one about an hour ago. And I think about what I have to do this week. I make notes. I make notes for myself. I may not remember. My mind isn't what it used to be. Yeah, she's feeling better. She's feeling a lot better, morale-wise, having the tube out. She's had health issues. She's had 4 surgeries in the last 6-7 years. So she's not the healthiest person. It runs in the family. It runs in the family. The kid worries about that. What she has, that's why she tries to eat real healthy. Watch her weight. She worries about, her genetics. I think about stuff like that. My father lived to be 64. Both of his brothers lived to be in their mid-90s. One of them died 94, and the baby brother died almost 94. You know, fell and hurt himself, and he went quick. That's what oftentimes happened. Had two aunts, two of my mother's sisters. My mom made it to about 82. Two of my mom's sisters were right at 90 when they passed on. Both of them fell, hurt themselves. Dementia really kicked in, and they didn't last very long at all. Got to be careful about stuff like that. So I will try to come back tomorrow for another edition, 7 p.m. When I do mine, I do them at 7. I'll try to do an hour, may do 30 minutes. I've been on for an hour tonight. Like I said, I release a couple of shorts every day, usually food related. You want to know what I eat? Most of my shorts are food related. I have released some good videos, and I have put up some good stuff on my community wall. Look at my community wall. I put up a couple of 12-volt appliances, and stuff I recommend. I'm not getting paid to recommend anything. I recommend stuff that I own and I use. If I recommend it, it's because I bought it and I use it. I appreciate everybody that supports me. I'm trying to give back, like the boxes I send out. I don't have to send out boxes, but I do. And I usually send out stuff related to preparedness when I have time. I send it out freely and don't expect anything back. I do appreciate the continued support, views, and such. And I don't ask people. I finally got monetized. I don't ask people to send me money, I guess what they call super chats. I don't do Patreon or any of that stuff. And I don't want to sell memberships and that kind of stuff. The money I get from YouTube being monetized is basically the ads. So if you're not on YouTube Supreme or whatever you call it, because I don't, if the ads run, if you let the ads run, I get a few pennies, possibly. You know. So that's how I see it. My father smoked 5 packs of red Marlboro a day, drank a few gin and tonics every night, died at 86. Mostly from all the prescriptions his doctor put him on caused kidney failure. Yeah. Yeah. I take 7 different medications. I try to send useful stuff. Little and Prepper, you will be the next box that I will put together, and it'll be a combination of things. I'm going to send you some of those flamish ration heaters you want. I'll send you a manual can opener. I'll send you some water purification tablets. I'll send you some freeze-dried food, some components, like I did Uncle Al. I may put a couple of little disposable rain ponchos, maybe a couple of little Mylar blankets, you know. But you'll be the next one. I turn on the ads after the live is over. I don't seem to be able to turn on the ads until after the live ends, and then I go back and I turn on the ads so that whoever watches the replay gets the ads. Yeah, I pray for the country every day. I do. I worry and I do pray. So when you get up, thank God for the day. Drink your coffee, take your medication, say the Lord's Prayer. Get ready for the day. Keep your head up. Be positive. Treat people the way you want to be treated. And be prepared. I appreciate you guys for coming in. Please watch those videos. Check my community wall post. Support me on my shorts. Likes. Comments are appreciated. Everybody, please have a blessed day. Thank you for being here. We'll see you tomorrow, hopefully, for another edition of Coffee Talk. Bye-bye.